Hello, and welcome back to Benji 2049's ASMR Book Reviews. Today, I'm discussing Elmore Leonard's Out of Sight. And the review can be summed up in this compact nutshell. The movie's better. It is. It really is. So, where to start here? So, one of my favorite films is Get Shorty, starring John Travolta and Gene Hackman, and I want to say Rene Russo. It's really like a top 10 film for me. I think it's so funny, and it's just got this great, snappy pacing to it, and I want to say that film was directed by Barry... No. It's the director of The Addams Family, isn't it? I'm not going to get it right now. Anyway, the film is just a fun little dig at Hollywood, and John Travolta plays a part that he was born to play. He's just charming and tough and chill, and his name is actually Chili Palmer. He's just a really chill guy. Anyway, Get Shorty was based on the book of the same name, written by Elmore Leonard, who some of you may know is a very famous author of pseudo-crime novels. I mean, he writes crime novels. That's not up for debate. But he writes crime novels that have like a good sense of humor to them. You know, the characters are, they've seen it all, they've done it all, they're cynical about life. They have a sense that they're in a crime novel sometimes. You feel like they don't take themselves too seriously, but things do get serious in them. I was gonna say he's sort of like a Raymond Chandler for the previous generation, but that's not quite right. Raymond Chandler was writing on the side of the detective, and Elmore Leonard tends to write more on the side of the criminals. Anyway, I'm not a big authority on Leonard because I've only read 2 of his books, and then 2 books that were because the 2 books that I read because I enjoyed the films. First one, Get Shorty. Second one, Out of Sight. I feel like Out of Sight is an underappreciated movie in these days. I could be wrong, but I don't see it mentioned very often. And I always use Out of Sight whenever anyone on the internet, whenever certain people on Reddit badmouth Jennifer Lopez as an actress. I know that some people don't like J-Lo. I know that some people think she is not a good actor. And I disagree. And Exhibit A is Out of Sight, in which she and George Clooney have so much chemistry. There are times in this film you think you shouldn't be watching it, because they just have such a spark between them. And from what I've read, apparently they did not get along. So hats off to both of them for acting their butts off. Out of Sight is so good. It is a Steven Soderbergh film. It is a crime caper, but again, it's that Elmore Leonard kind of crime caper where, yes, there are competent criminals, but there's also a lot of incompetent criminals, and the incompetent criminals are very incompetent, and the competent ones know that things are going to end badly for everybody, or at least for the criminals. If you have not seen it, go watch it, and go watch it purely for the absolute joy and sexiness. I mean, good Lord, the sexiness of J-Lo and Clooney together. It is dynamite. It's great. And the movie also has a better ending, in my opinion, than the book does. But this is not Benji reviews film adaptations of books he read. It's Benji reviews books he read. And how did I feel about this book? It's okay. So for both Get Shorty and Out of Sight, the movies are almost 1-to-1. Leonard has one of those writing styles where it's all very direct. There's no fancy language. It's mostly people talking to each other, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. You breeze through this thing because it's written very much almost like a screenplay, where characters enter a room, talk to each other, move on to the next chapter. And it's a really good like an airport read or an airplane read. You see this and you're like, oh, okay, I have, what is this, 250, yeah, just under 300 pages, and they go very quickly. And the story is about Jack Foley, who is a bank robber you've never heard of, but whom has robbed countless numbers of banks and is very good at it, but is, getting up there in age and realizing that, this is his life, and he doesn't want to go back to prison. But he doesn't know how to do anything else. Pretty cliche story, but Foley himself is very charming. And our other character is Karen Sisko, who is a federal marshal, and she's very pretty, but whip smart, with a smart mouth, and really good at bantering with just everybody in the book. She's great. She, again, a very competent character. And she meets Jack Foley when she is rudely being forced into the trunk of her own car right after his buddy picks him up from a prison breakout that he has not orchestrated but is sort of piggybacked on top of. And while they're in the trunk together, speeding off to go meet up with another criminal friend of theirs, they get to talking about old movies. And they both get a sense that there's something there. There's something between them. She's a cop. He's a criminal. It shouldn't be, but it is. And then, okay, so here's the thing. There is like a plot of this book, loosely. Ostensibly, the plot is Jack and his buddy, named Buddy, want to go to Detroit to steal $5 million from a rich a-hole that they briefly did time with. And along the way, they have to avoid getting caught by the cops and thrown back in prison. And Karen Sisko, after getting out of the trunk that she was kidnapped in, is on their trail. That's what the book is about. So they go from Florida to Detroit and meet up with a couple other characters who are supposed to help them with this, but it goes south, as it always does. But what the book really is about is Jack Foley and Karen Sisko just really having the hots for each other. And both of them, in their respective chapters, just thinking about, man, it sucks that we can't make this work because he is a criminal who has escaped from prison and she's a federal marshal. And they both feel it. It's a story about meeting someone and just knowing that you dig them and that there's something good there and that you have chemistry and you want them, and they don't even need to explain it to each other. They both just feel it. And that's what's cool about this book. Like, if the movie didn't exist, I would say this is a crime novel that has a very interesting conceit. Anytime Jack Foley and Karen Sisco are together, which is not super often in the book, just the way that they talk to each other and the way that you feel the attraction and the regret, and then the attraction and more regret, that's interesting, because I haven't, that's an angle that I haven't seen in a crime novel before. And the rest of the story is fine, but here's the thing. The movie does exist, and you get Jennifer Lopez as Karen Sisco, and you get George Clooney as Jack Foley, and they're so good. I mean, the scene that maybe people who don't even know about this movie might know about is, and I'm going to spoil this for you, I guess. It happens about midway through the book. Karen is having a drink and in the bar of her hotel, and Jack finds out that she's there, and he goes over there knowing that she is a federal marshal, and if she doesn't feel the same way, she can just arrest him right away. But of course she doesn't, because she likes him and he likes her, and they just sit down and have a drink together. They have what they call a timeout. And boy, let me tell you, that scene is good in this book. It is greased lightning in the movie. You see, I think I bookmarked it. Sorry, I had to pause the recording because there was a car just idling, like right outside my window. So, Jack Foley has found Karen Sisco drinking by herself in the bar, and he sat down. She asked him, "What do you do for a living, Gary?" And so his eyes change, become almost solemn. He said, "How far do we go with this?" It stopped her, threw her off balance. Karen said, "Not yet. Don't say anything yet, okay?" He said, "I don't think it works if we're somebody else. You know what I mean? Gary and Celeste, Jesus, what do they know about anything?" She knew he was right, but had to take a moment before saying, "If we're not someone else, then we're ourselves. But don't ask me where we're going with it or how it ends, okay? Because I haven't an effing clue. I never played this before." The way he said, "It's not a game," she knew he meant it. "Well, does it make sense to you?" He said, "It doesn't have to. It's something that happens. It's like seeing a person you never saw before. You could be passing on the street, and you look at each other." Karen was nodding. "You make eye contact without meaning to. And for a few moments," Foley said, "there's a kind of recognition. You look at each other and you know something. That no one else knows," Karen said. "You see it in their eyes. And the next moment the person's gone," Foley said, "and it's too late to do anything about it. But you remember it because it was right there, and you let it go, and you think, what if I had stopped and said something? It might happen only a few times in your life." "Or once," Karen said. "Why don't we get out of here? Where do you want to go?" So, that's some good shit. And the scene in the movie is very much taken from that, and it's just full of Clooney's little head bobbing smile and J-Lo being gorgeous and charming, and yeah, the book is fine. If you like crime novels where the protagonist is a bit of a rough-edged criminal with a heart of gold, and you want to read it, go for it. I'd recommend it, I guess. I love Get Shorty the film, and I love Out of Sight the film, and the movies wouldn't exist without the books, and the books are, again, pretty much one-to-one. but I don't have much to say about it. The most interesting thing is the Karen Sisko, Jack Foley stuff. And the rest of it is, it's alright. I'm in an interesting place right now because the last book I read, Consider Phlebas, was just such a tour de force of a sci-fi book. And the book I'm reading now, The Abortion by Richard Brautigan, it's just a very different kind of book. And this, between them is just kind of like, okay, that was it. I started reading it, and because I started doing these ASMR reviews, I decided to finish it. And I don't want to damn this with no praise. But, the reason I keep doing these reviews, more than anything, is that it is inspiring me to continue to read. And after going a very long time where I've been, picking up a book, reading a little bit, picking up another book and reading a little bit, I'm actually starting to, finish these books that I started way back when. So, what was even the point I was trying to make here? The point is, I started reading this, and I finished reading it, thanks to viewers like you. But yeah, no, it's alright. Would I read more Elmore Leonard books? Yes. But I have no desire to, for the immediate future. The best I can say is, if you haven't seen it, go watch Get Shorty. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go watch Out of Sight. It is a great, it's Soderbergh. You can't go wrong there. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And now I'm gonna go hydrate. This is a real nothing one. I'm sorry. I wish I had more to say, but I don't. I hope you have a good evening. Goodbye.